Hey folks, welcome to Wolfman's Gaming Den. Today we're going to unbox the game Trambahn, designed by Helmut Oli and published by Mayfair Games. Now this is a game exclusively for two players, Euro style from what I understand, and there's going to be a lot of cards, well some cards at least in here because judging by the back of things it does seem to have a big role to play in here as well. Now I do find games like these quite interesting because two-player games, Euro style, relatively easy rules to get into. It's easy for me to get these games to the table at home, so I'm really excited to crack into this one and see what's happening in here. And hopefully check out the game later on pretty soon as well. On the back of the box it says that the rules are easy, you get multifunctional cards which are always fun. Historic images, it's a Euro game by Mayfair, so I'm not really sure how excited I should be about the artwork, but it is designed for two players, as it says here, and expected to be played in 30 minutes. Over here for flavor text, it says Munich at the end of the 19th century. The new tramway is successful and needs expansion, so basically you're expanding train line of sorts. So we'll see what's happening in here and what that is all about. Let's crack into it and see what's happening in here. So with the shrink off, we get a better look at the artwork on the front, and pretty standard Euro style. If you played other games by Mayfair, then you know you will definitely be looking at this and going like, "Yep, it's them." Pleasing enough. It's decent without really being exceptional. Yeah, that's all I gotta say on that, I suppose. Now let's crack into this. Pretty plain and standard inside of the lid. We do get a few decks of cards, so there's definitely quite a few of these. We'll come back to this in a second. The game also gives you this very thick score pad that you can sort of like use to tally up your score. So it looks like you're trying to score points over different toes, 10 of them, any extra toes you might do, and then whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. Now, it's not double-sided, which is a bit unfortunate, would have added a bit of longevity, but again, there is a lot of pages in here to begin with, so hopefully there's enough for you to work with anyway. The last thing that we have in here is the rule book, and again, it does seem an easy one, hopefully, to get into, because as we can see here, we get a quick view of the components, explanation of the station cards, objective, setup, course of play, and then flipping it over, the different actions you're doing, and scoring, and then end game. So rules wise, hopefully this is somewhat easy to get into and try out. So that's part of the appeal of a game like this one. So I'm excited to crack into this one and see what's happening with the rules itself. Now, these, of course, are a big part of what's in the box. So let's start by having a look at these. Now, we'll start with the smaller deck maybe and see what's happening in here. All right, with the shrink on this one off, it looks like we get reference cards. So you get reference cards in two languages. This, I assume, may be German. This certainly is English. So place 1 to 2 cards as passengers, place any number of cards as stationed in front of you, place any number of cards as money on your money pile, purchase stations, draw cards. Right, easy enough. So you get 2 of these. We'll move these to the side. Then you get certain station cards. So you have end station. It's double-sided. It's printed on both sides. But I'm just trying to figure out if there's a difference between the two. And so far, I can't really tell if there's a difference between the two. Now, I do want to call out one thing very quickly. So these are your end station cards. That's fine. These look like tram cards of sorts. Now, the artwork on this is not bad. I don't know if this is a photo that's converted into sort of like a card artwork or something else, but it is not bad. Now, if this is a photo just converted into sort of like an art style, then actually that might be the case. Just, yeah. But I mean, if this is actual artwork, it's definitely very, very good. But it does give the impression of being sort of like a photo converted into an art style image, right? But either ways, it's not bad. You get these double-sided cards. No idea what's the difference between these two sides, but that's there. So we'll move these off to the side, and then we'll come on to the other deck over here. Now, it looks like the back of the cards over here are basically valued as money. So you might be using cards this side up for whatever the effect of these cards might be. Yeah. And then if you're perhaps using it this side up, they basically turn into money. So interesting design, interesting way to incorporate money into the game itself. It's, I guess that still makes it paper money at the end of the day, does it? I don't know. But let's have a quick look at the artwork on this. And again, this continues the aesthetic that we saw on those train cards. And I am 99.9% certain now that these are historical images, as the box had said, and they're just made to look like, with some sort of a filter on, they're made to look a little bit more artwork-ish. But generally they look quite good, so I'll definitely give it that. And I think even if it's just pictures, I'm more than okay with that because they do look quite good, and they're quite nice. Yeah. So that's this deck of cards. Looks like you get some sort of a city or something, or a stop location on one side, and then you have money on the other, and then at the very end you have, I don't know if this is like a conductor or somebody works on a train or whatever. You have those cards there. We'll move that to the side, and the very last deck is here. Well, let's bring this out and see what's happening here. And the same philosophy continues here. You get money printed on one side of the card, flip it over, and you get these locations on the other side. Artwork quality and style is the same. Yeah, there you go. Those are pretty much the two decks in here, and that's it. That's everything that comes in the box for Trambahn. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the quality of what's in the box over here, and more so I'm excited to try the game itself because again, it's a style of game that really appeals to me quite a bit, and so I'm looking forward to that. And while I may not get through these many rule sheets, hopefully we can get through a few of these. In the meanwhile, thanks for watching. I do have more unboxing videos like these going out fairly soon, so keep an eye out for those. And if you like these unboxings and tutorials, do subscribe to the channel. There's more of those coming up in the weeks and days ahead. In the meanwhile, if you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions on the video, feel free to leave them down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.